Hey friends, Coke with no ice, Stephen King, and the 80s. Maximum Overdrive. Blackout copy. Hooah. Happy Hump Day, friends. I want to thank Irish Not Sane, one of our followers here on YouTube that comments all the time and really takes part in the community, for recommending Maximum Overdrive for my asking for movies you think I should watch that are somewhat scary or semi-scary. Seeing as how I don't like horror movies, I had already had my eye on this giant truck with the Green Goblin face. I mean, it's iconic looking. I'm not a huge fan of Stephen King anymore. I used to be. I read most everything he wrote when I was younger. And some of the things he wrote in some of his books were I lost my happiness at reading some of his books, right? He's a great talent. Of course, he's gone a little politically nutso in recent years, and he's getting older, and I just don't find him any fun anymore. But back in the 80s, evidently, he was not necessarily so happy with how Hollywood directors had portrayed some of his works, so he decided to jump off the deep end and direct his own movie that he wrote, based off of a short story that he wrote. So he wrote the short story, he wrote the screenplay, he made the movie with absolutely no experience. Congratulations, capitalism. What do you have to lose, friends? That being said, there's some issues here. And we got to talk about it. First, if you've never heard of this movie, let's take a quick look. Maximum Overdrive, 1986, rated R, 1 hour, 38 minutes. A group of people try to survive when machines start to come alive and become homicidal. Directed by Stephen King, written by Stephen King. We've already talked about that. He's also in the movie for just a millisecond. Starring Emilio Estevez, Pat Hingle, Laura Harrington, and many, many others. It doesn't have a great rating here necessarily, but is it a good movie? We need to talk about it. First things first, let me get it out of the way. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. Going into this, I fully knew it was a lower budget movie. I fully knew that it wasn't necessarily top tier. I also was fully aware that Stephen King himself evidently has said that during that whole time period, Coke, no ice through a straw, up his nose, was the drink of choice. All right? So everything was a bit crazier in the mid-'80s, especially in B movies. Now, I bought this version. It's from Lionsgate. It's a collector's series. I know it won't. Figure it out, camera. Collector's edition. Stephen King's Maximo. I don't know what to tell you. A camera. What? Oh my goodness. All right. One key note. AC/DC did the whole soundtrack for this movie. And the music is by far the best part of the movie, in my opinion. But I'm going to be talking specifically about this version. It's a Blu-ray. And from the best I can understand, Lionsgate brought this out. Now, we know Lionsgate can do some really nice boutique work when they want to, some really nice restorations. This is part of the Vestron collection. It looks like this is number 17. I don't own any of the others, and if they all compare to this one, or if they're all like this one, I won't be buying any more. No fancy artwork, just the disc. I'm talking about artwork on the sleeve. Disc looks nice. Iconic. Okay. Let's get down to brass tacks, friends. I've talked till I'm blue in the face about the fact that I do not have a high-end, super high-end surround sound system or audio whatnots. Okay? I do have a TV, which has a sound bar built in, which I've talked about that before too, but I also have $150 Vizio surround sound. It's a sound bar and a subwoofer. When I watched The Karate Kid the other day, it sounded beautiful and stunning, and it was my favorite audio of any movie I've watched in a long time. My experience with this was not even close. This has a new 5.1 audio presentation, but it also has the original 2.0, and they both sucked. The music, even just on the main menu, was so loud you couldn't focus to pick what you wanted to pick on the screen. But then when the movie's playing, the audio is so low, and I tried all the settings. I tried the 5.0, the 2.0, the only thing I didn't try was some lady on the screen doing the sign language, which that's not on there anyway. But the point is, the audio is so jacked up. But nerdy, you say. This is an 80s movie. Hey, gang, if you like coffee like we like coffee, like Squeaky Chair likes coffee, be sure to check out Blackout Coffee Company. Links in the description. Yeah, it is an 80s movie. But if I wanted to listen to audio that was about as good as a VHS, I would have just bought a VHS. Considering Lionsgate knows what they're doing when they want to in regards to restoring things, the decision to have the audio so poorly done on this Blu-ray, instead of repairing it or fixing it or making it, evening it out, making it sound to its best, is insane to me. There's a difference in nostalgia for watching a movie, an old movie that you love, and all its warts and scars and problems. But when you make a collector's edition Blu-ray, not 4K, just a regular Blu-ray, and you can't fix the audio, and you say, well, why is the audio so messed up? Well, let me tell you. Because one of the things you learn from the special features is the whole sound design team that worked on making the film were from Italy. Most of the crew was from Italy. And if you don't know, as we talked about with the Fistful of Dollar trilogy, in Italian cinema, it doesn't matter if people are talking while it's being filmed or people wandering around making noise, because they redub the entire, every word in the studio after the fact. So when you hear the voices talking in Italian cinema, you're not hearing them acting on the day. You're hearing way later in post-production them redubbing their lines. And evidently that was the case in making this movie. So you had people speaking Italian and just talking about how their date was last night while the actors are trying to act and do their scene justice. Just a miscommunication, in my opinion. And I think the audio failures can be attributed to some extent to that. But that still is no excuse for not cleaning it up and making it sound better on this release. I enjoyed this movie for what it was. The one thing it wasn't was scary. Not even a little bit for me. I get why it's considered a cult classic. The special features on this were nice. I did not listen to the two commentaries. I had no interest nor time. I'd already spent way too long on something that the only thing that was loud was the music. And as much as I love AC/DC, it was not a happy experience watching this cut or this version. Did Stephen King do a good job? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. He's Stephen King. What does he care if it bombs or does great or whatever? He's still going to be this huge famous author. But I thought he did all right. It's not perfect. It's a great B movie for me. But I can't get past the bad audio. As much as I love the music and the music is great and is a nice character throughout the movie. That's one of the best things about it is the music fits the scenes so well, but then the audio is so low. And no matter how much you turn your TV up, that just makes the music louder and the sound lower. Like, it just is insane. Come on, Lionsgate. A boutique label needs to take this and fix the audio. The movie itself is fine the way it is. Like, yeah, it could be cleaned up a little bit, but I saw nothing wrong with it. But someone needs to show it some love and fix it and repair the audio and make it watchable. Watching it on my TV speakers, it was rattling the TV because there was so much bass in the music. So it was just covering up all the audio. Surround sound was better, but I mean, it was obnoxious. Have you seen this movie? Do you like it? Do you think it's scary? Because for someone who doesn't like horror, I had no problem with this movie. Like, it wasn't like, even in the gory bits, I was laughing. It was more humorous than spooky. I mean, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is scarier than this, and that's a comedy. All right. Again, thanks for the recommendation. I mean, I was able to get this on sale. I'm glad I watched it. I had never seen it before, so it was a fun blind buy, and it worked perfect for the Halloween season, but just some of the issues with it caused it to miss the mark for me. Tell me your thoughts. It's about time for me to finish the rest of my day, and we're going to get started right about now. Hey, from Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We'll see you later.